Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. Last time we made it to floor 80. This time, let's go over our setup. Now, I have the last resort garment grid on, even though that's something that you may or may not have at this point. It's not going to influence the strategy in any way for the upcoming boss. It's just going to make things go faster. I'm just going to go through the gate that allows me to critical every hit. That way I just do more damage. Starting with Alchemist, Crystal Bangle, Ragnarok, Champion Belt, Crystal Bangle, and Invincible Crystal Bangle. Specifically Invincible on Pain, because Pain has access to her Samurai abilities in the grid that the job class that I'm going to change to, and that is going to be the Moogle. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use nothing but the mascot dress sphere, because it really is built for a lot of these super bosses. I've tried to avoid it up until now. There's probably strategies that don't require it, but if you're coming this deep into this dungeon, I would expect that you have at least picked up the mascot dress sphere. Then again, most of what you do in here, it would be expected that you're going for 100%. Otherwise, there's no reason to ever come in here, other than maybe to pick up catnip in the original version. Anyway, so we're all set up and we're good to go. The upcoming boss, if you don't have him oversold, go back and find some guys and get him to oversold. If he is not oversold, he's going to kick your ass. Ah, Lord Zaon and Lady Unaleska. Which one are we fighting this time? Ah, Unaleska it is. Okay. She's gonna get us stoned. Well, at least, I guess, I was gonna say at least she's wearing more clothes than last time, but she really isn't, is she? She's an alien weird dude who's naked. Well, it's slightly less clothes than she was wearing before. Alright, I want to start off the fight with Potion. And where is it? Come on. And Stamina Tonic. And then Potion. And Chocobo Wing. And the thing is, even if you have protection against it... Ow! Come on. Move over. And... come on, where is it? Mega Elixir! Save me! Hunter's Gaze, that's fine. Hunter's Gaze doesn't hurt. Okay. I've got the setup going. We're basically fine now. If this guy does not oversoul, he can use Heaven's Cataract. It's way better than our version. It doesn't lower all of our stats by 2. It lowers them all by 10, the maximum amount. According to the main walkthrough that I've been using for this, the increased damage that it can deal to you is 83% more damage. That's ridiculous. If he oversouls, he loses that ability. He uses Stony Glare, which will cut through any form of protection, including ribbon. So he will get that off on me, and I will have to keep healing it over and over and over again. But at least he's not going to basically kill me with Heaven's Cataract, which he can't use when he oversouls. Whew. Okay. Alright, now what we're going to do is you're going to spam Kurija, and you are going to go Bushido, and you're going to increase your strength. And you are going to use a soft on Yuna. Now, if he gets the attack in, luckily we have some decent evade, but if he gets that attack in, he destroys a remedy. It only hits 1, so I'm not worried about it. He's going to get rid of my MP, which is why Yuna has it set up so that she's not going to have to worry about that. As far as everything else goes, I just need to make sure I'm staying alive, get Kurija going. Make sure you're ready with softs. You're going to need them. If he does get a hit, or she gets a hit off on you, then if you're stoned, then you shatter, and you're eliminated from battle. We don't want that to happen. We'll get one more in there, and then you'll be full. basically waiting. Okay, alright, so now that you've done that, you are on Cackling Gun, and you can heal, and basically either a normal attack or, let's see here. See, watch the additional damage. 38,000 damage. Hunter's Gaze means that you're going to get targeted next. Maybe by Petrify, maybe not by Petrify. We don't know. Alright, so I want to set this up. This is what I was trying to demonstrate in the previous episode. Is increasing your damage with Chain, which works really, really well. Kirija, Cackling Gun. This is one of the best strategies you can employ in some of these later battles here. So this guy has 437,850 HP normally, 459,743 if he oversouls, and he is drastically easier, as I've said, if he oversouls. So basically we're just relying on Pain to deal the majority of the damage because she has the break damage limit, which that accessory is so, so good. There's Kirija. That. Ooh, barely did that one in time. Alright, you didn't inflict that on anybody. Thought you inflicted stone on somebody. Okay. Now, was that too soon? It wasn't too soon. Good. Okay, perfect. Make sure Yuna's keeping up with healing. Wow, that hurt. Explosion. Yeah, make sure you're keeping up with the healing there. It's a bad day if you don't. Kirija. Just wait here. And... oh, that might have been too soon. Oh, no, it wasn't. Good. But yeah, boosting up her damage as much as possible, doing all that damage with the Cackling Gun is very nice. Item, get ready for... nope, ah, shit, I used it on the wrong person. Please tell me you die now. Item, soft. I oopsed on that one badly. I really oops badly on that one. Wow, I'm in trouble. Okay, you didn't shatter me. I am amazed and surprised. Okay. Okay. Kirija. I'm alive. I am surprised, but I am alive. And I'm out of MP. And item. Where's my turbo ethers? Elixir it is. Because I can't find the other one off the top of my head. Alright. Kirija. Item. Soft. Yuna. Don't. Ooh, scary. Do not shatter my characters. There's Kirija. Get more Kirija going. Kirija is just so, so good. All targeting, does lots of healing. There we go. Oh, we've, oh, did she, oh, she got stoned. She must have lost her buffs from that. Crap. That's unfortunate. Oh well, we're still going to keep going with it. It's still our best way of dealing damage at this point in the game. Or at least in this setup. Go. The other thing you can do if you want to is you can... let's make sure we heal that right away. She's behaving quite well, knock on wood, and not completely screwing me over here. But you could do more normal attacks if you wanted to. There we go. You can build it up like that if you really wanted to. I am being overly cautious because I really, really don't want to have to attempt this again. Stop doing that. You're going to scare the crap out of me. And I've lost all my MP again. Well, there's the Turbo Ether. Found that this time. Normal attack it is. Courage it is. I think we lose some of our buffs when we get turned to stone, so you may want to use... oops. Want to set that up. Thank you for missing. I'm not sure why you're missing so much on that, but I know I've seen it happen. You can get shattered. Just for some reason it's not happening. Maybe my luck's high enough. She doesn't have particularly high evade, so that could be part of it. Ah, crap. Didn't mean to get everybody in on normal attacks, but... I would much prefer you to do that. So yeah, you could do this if you wanted to and beat up on them. There is an additional strategy that you can use for this fight. And I would like to demonstrate it just because it's different and you don't see a lot of this. Well, this strategy is very useful, so there are definitely reasons to use it. He only destroys one of your item when he does that each turn, so don't worry about, you know, running out of items or anything like that. Courage it is. Alright, so you're going to do that. But the strategy is very sound, very cool, and perfect. Got you down there. I do want to at least demonstrate some way of how it works. There's two main ways of doing it if you want to do it. But anyway, let's watch the end of the cutscene here. Get some more fan service from Unalesca. You haven't disappeared. I wonder who I'm fighting next. Alright, so we've done that one. I'm going to go back and save over a new file, and then we'll set up to fight him a different way. And I won't show the whole thing, I'll just demonstrate the strategy, and then we'll move on. Okay, we're back. Now, the one that I can demonstrate is the thief strategy. I've also seen people employ the gunner strategy for this. It involves going very, very fast. Howling Wind increases your agility. That probably isn't a huge deal, but it's something. Thief, and basically something to give you haste. You could also do additional damage, but we're going to get additional damage just going into the fight. You may need a different strategy going in if you can't get your attacks off fast enough, but I have First Strike on because I think all my girls have learned that in Thief Dress Sphere so far, so I should be alright. Hopefully we can get this all started without too many problems. The other way of doing it is with a gunner, and with a gunner, you need level 2 Trigger Happy and level 3 Trigger Happy learned in order for this strategy to work. Anyway, let us go and demonstrate how this is supposed to play out. And, okay, I can skip it. Good. Since I'm not saving this, it doesn't matter. So the idea here is to keep attacking. Because you keep building up the gauge, and because you're staggering, if you're kind of paying attention, I'm not just mashing the button. I'm staggering the attacks. He's never going to get a hit in on me. And this is the same strategy that I used to beat Almighty Shinra with the huge Soleil. And so the idea here is you just continue to chain him, and he's never able to hit you. This is a very quick and easy way of defeating him. It's also a good way of getting the achievement, if you care about achievements, for hitting 99 on the chain, which is very easy to do in this manner. As long as you start off with haste and first strike, you should never be hit, and you should just be able to walk right through the fight. Now, this won't matter whether he's oversold or not, but as you can see, we've already got 99 there, and we're already doing huge amounts of damage. The other thing you could add if you're not using, say, like I use the champion belts, if you're not using those, use Rabbite's Feet, because they'll increase the chances of you hitting criticals, and criticals are a good thing. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy as it plays out for taking down this guy. And yeah, let's move on here and actually fight some of the enemies properly. Oh, well, he's dead. Well, there's that. That's much faster than the other strategy. But it's also kind of cheap. But it's using the mechanics that the game has, so there's that. And because I skipped the cutscene before, I'm definitely going to have to reload, because if I don't, I won't get 100%. Okay, we're back, and this time we've loaded the correct file, so I shouldn't have any more issues, getting 100% or anything like that. And all we have to do is move on. So we're on floor 80. We don't have to fight anybody else until we reach 85. So we can just skip all the battles in between, and we can run straight through. In fact, we can even turn on fast forward. Make this go by even quicker. Anything for me? Turbo Ether. Sure, why not? But yeah, other than the fact that this dungeon is really tedious, once you get strategies going for it, it's really not so bad. As far as trying to make sure that you're not going to get yourself killed, it does take kind of preparation and thought ahead of time, especially when you know where some of these guys are. If you don't know where they are, you're in trouble, because these guys can really kick your ass. Alright. Let's go and take down one more. We'll do circles around them, why not? Sure. There we go. Finish him off. Now the thing is, if you don't have all the additional items, as I'm kind of demonstrating these strategies for the boss, if you haven't farmed a whole bunch of adamantites or something like that, these are the strategies I would recommend using. Since we have adamantites, it's probably faster to, I don't know, use that thief strategy on bosses, or pretty much anything else. Use adamantites so you're not going to take any damage and just do whatever you want, brute force your way through. It's not too bad at this point, but if you don't have those items, you need to be a little more prepared. And I'm going to turn those off. As you can see up in the top right corner, you can hit the buttons. It's not always this one. It's random which one it is around here that will cause the thing to come down there so you can move on. And one more, and then we can fight some enemies again. Hi. There we go. And yeah, I actually don't have all that much left to talk about. We've gone through most of the things that we can do in this game. If I'm going to talk about anything, most of what I would want to talk about is pretty much stuff that I would save for the review. Because I do want to kind of talk about the game and how good I think it is, or how not so good I think it is, depending on specific parts, and how this works and how that works, so... And on top of that, my voice is still giving me grief from the previous episode, so... Wow, I'm surprised these episodes are taking as long as they are to get them all recorded, because I figured getting through here would be rather quick, but it's actually not as fast as I thought it was. So anyway, we've done that, so we have 3 more enemies that we can run into on this floor. Well, on the next 5 floors, actually. 75 to 79. Insect Matriarch, that's one of them. Scratch that one off the list. 2 more remain. You can also run into other enemies here. There's the critical bug, that's another one. It looks similar, but it's not. So yeah, we got that one, we got critical bug, got the insect matriarch. That leaves us with very few enemies left that need to be oversold. And also you can fight bosses from previous floors here, as well as you probably could since we started beyond level 80. You can run into all the old bosses from in here. You can run into Elder Drakes, which I'm not actually prepared for right now, but I do want to at least show that off. So next time we run into them, I will try and demonstrate that. There's the boss from before. If you didn't get him in Oversoul form before, you can do it now. He was the one on floor number 20. We did them quite a while ago now. This critical bug. Alright. 86. More of the same. Alright. I do want to show one more enemy. I'm not actually sure what it looks like, which is kind of unfortunate, which means it might end up being an enemy that I need to farm and encounter a bunch of times. Alright. A little more kind of ready for this now. He has auto protect, so there's that. Kirija. You're going to do a bunch of damage with that. Yeah, you definitely need to make sure you are well protected here. And I need more healing. I don't know how much HP this guy has, but... oh, wow. That's unfortunate. I don't know if you're susceptible to that, but I'm going to try it. You know what? Okay, I was about to say, I think I need one of those, but no, I don't. Oh, that hurt. What am I doing going into items for? Life. I don't remember, I wasn't looking at the screen there.
Strong.
Don't use that on pain. Alright. So let's, there we go. Do some more damage to you there. You can heal yourself, which I'm not super worried about. We'll get Cure going. Good, you missed. I like it when you miss. Going to need to heal MP after this. Is that enough? Not quite. Ah, crap. Turbo Ether. Just attack you with some other things for now. Cackling gun. Pretty much you have to treat him like a boss fight. That's how deadly this guy can be, so be prepared.
Sayonara.
Alright, so we're going to get rid of him. Hopefully he dies. I don't know how much HP this guy has. But because he's kind of an enemy of note, I do want to at least... I didn't get the extra hit in, but he's down, so that's fine. At least we got to show off how you would actually fight him. Again, I talked about it before, but he drops Mega Potions, by the way. But yeah, you can... Actually, there's free healing right here. Can I get it? Not yet. But yeah, you can use the Berserker's Evade and Counter if you want to take him down without having to worry, because most of his attacks are normal. You just have to make sure you protect yourself. I think against fire is the basis of that attack that he was using there. Targeted everybody. Just protect against that too with items, and you should be good. Alright, where is the other guy that I need to show off here? Gonna run into a battle or not? I don't need to fight you anymore. Of course, now I lost the Oversoul on that guy, but hopefully the other guy is not one of those. I would guess not. I wouldn't expect you run into... I was about to say you shouldn't run into two of the same looking enemy, but then again, we ran into Critical Bug and an Insect Matriarch on this floor as well, so who knows at this point. Where are you? My one final... I think it's actually the final normal enemy that I need to run into. Yeah, I don't need to refight you. We can run away. You killed my MP. Good thing you have the Ragnarok on. Don't need to worry about that. In the international version of the game, a lot of enemies, specifically bosses that had... that you could use something like Soul Springs or Mana Springs to drain their MP and take them down that way. You can't do that anymore. Many of them have Spell Spring as an ability innate to them, so you can no longer do that. Doesn't matter how much MP they have, they're still able to keep using their spells, which is kind of annoying. Wish they wouldn't make those types of changes. I also wish they wouldn't make the types of changes that involve, you know, nerfing catnip so that I can't cheese my way through the rest of this area, but that's fine. Once you're set up well enough, it's easy enough as is. It's just very, very difficult prior to having the right setup and knowing what you're supposed to do. So it's a good challenge the first time around, and then it's a challenge to find the right setup in order to properly deal with things. Ow. But after that, it's something that kind of balances out. So in that sense, I guess it's kind of well done. Certain aspects of it, anyway. Still don't think we should have to do this in order to get 100% story completion, though. Where is that last little guy? One more enemy. This is actually an enemy I haven't even encountered yet in the B series, so I have no idea what it looks like. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I may want to equip more adamantites. Yeah, I want to equip more adamantites. That's scary. Jeez. Make sure someone is always wearing adamantite. Because if they decide that they're going to attack you like that, you're basically screwed. And it's kind of cheap that they do that, but I don't know, what else are they going to do? They make you fight the same boss from before. It's random what he does. Unfortunately, the last encounter field is basically from floor 85 to 99. So you run into all the same enemies the last 15 floors. So I'm hoping I can find the other guy. Actually, if I remember, I wrote that down wrong. Did I? Okay, so yeah, it's the other two that we ran into. The where are they here? The Insect Matriarch is and the Critical Bug. Actually, yeah, they're all available from 85 to 99. The Lacerta or whatever enemy, the one I still haven't run into. That one you could have run into on floor 80 through 84 as well, but I just left encounters off since we couldn't run into any of the other enemies. But you're supposed to be able to run into them on these floors as well. You may want to use Mounted Assault Garment Grid for first strike, so you'll be able to run away faster. It's one thing that might help. Ow, that hurt. But yeah, the last few floors, it's really about just, fighting the last few bosses, farming, items from them, getting as much experience as you possibly can to max out your levels by the time you reach the final area. The final floor has the most difficult, well, it has the most difficult boss in the game as of the original release. Once they made the international version, they actually made, sneak by you here, they made a new super boss in Creature Creator, so you can deal with that too. Alright, I'm just going to turn on fast forward so we can speed through the rest of it. These episodes have been quite long, and I do want to make it most of the way through here if possible. I'd rather not fight enemies over and over and over again in the meantime. That's kind of tedious. In this particular floor, it takes quite a while to do for some reason. Ow, that didn't really hurt. Alright. Okay, we're back. I just used that time fighting the Tonberries off screen. I didn't show it, just so that I had time to look up the enemy that we're still missing. Strangely enough, it is a reptile type enemy, so it's like one of the little lizard enemies we've seen plenty of times before, but the only place I think you can encounter it is in the Via Infinito on the final 20 floors, which is kind of weird, to be quite honest. I'm not sure how many enemies are only encounterable in here and are just part of a normal enemy type, as opposed to something that looks really powerful, like the Slug or the Spider, which has only ever been a boss, or I don't know, something like Ultima Weapon, like a palette swap of him or something like that. Something that looks really, really powerful. Unfortunately, the game is not behaving. I would like to find him so we don't have to run into any more battles anymore. There he is! Perfect! That is all of the normal encounters that can turn into oversoulable enemies. The only one left is a boss that we'll fight later. I didn't write down that Sandworm was done, but I'm pretty sure I ran into that one. Pretty sure I remember doing that. But yeah, there should be actually only 2 enemies left in the entire game that I need to oversoul. One is, actually both are bosses, so that's fine. So we will get them to oversoul when we're supposed to fight them as bosses, and then we should be good to go. And that will get us the last garment grid that we're able to get with the choices that I've made. The remaining ones that we could have gotten, if I can find my notes, because I wrote this down. Let's see. Shining Mirror and Blood of the Beast are only available if you gave the sphere to New Yevon. One is a reward from somebody, and the other is from fighting Elma. If you gave the sphere to New Yevon and then tried to go and fight, and tried to go to Mushroom Rock, assuming that you gave it to New Yevon there. Let's see here. Flash of Steel we got, and Disaster in Bloom is the other item that you can get if you chose the other PR company, and you spend 200,000 credits, which equates to 2 million gil if you buy them outright. I spend all my money on that because I had plenty of extra money. I got it from using Congrats on enemies and stuff like that, so I didn't have to worry about anything else to spend it on, but you may want it for a New Game Plus, so you can quickly get the Besaid key if you want to do that, or if you want to use it to like pay off Owaka's debt, though you only need 50 grand for that. It's not like it's a lot. We have you there, so we go this way. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's left here, is to run through the last little bit. In my test run, by the time I got here, I was in my mid-90s as far as level goes, and I was close to mastering all of the different abilities that I needed to on Mascot. In fact, I probably already had mastered them. I had switched back over to Lady Luck so that I could max out my levels, because I remember barely being able to beat the Super Boss with maxed out levels in my previous playthrough way back in the day. But in my test run, I was able to beat it I wouldn't say easily, but with the right strategy, I was able to beat it without too many troubles. in, like I said, in my test run there. Let's slow things down here. You can see up in the top right there, that's where the thing is this time. So our way out could be up here. There it is. Cool. I actually picked the right one. Lucky me. But like I said, it can be the other ones as well. Alright, we can get fast forward going. I just want to be really careful in those areas. Do not want to get in battles with things that aren't a lot of fun to fight. Alright. So this is the game's bonus dungeon, super dungeon, that is actually required. And we've finished most of it. The only thing that is left... Hi, you scare me. There we go. The only thing that's left is the final boss on the top floor there. And after that, we can go and finish what's left with the actual plot. Can I talk to this guy, please? Thank you. That was annoying. Alright, only a few floors left. What do you guys think about these randomly generated dungeons? Well, in this case, I guess it's not completely random, but it's random from a group of different ideas. Either that or like a pure random one, like a roguelite or something like that. What is your thought about having those in like a big long dungeon like this in an RPG? I'm gonna hide over here because I want you to turn around. My thoughts on it is I'm not a big fan of it. I'd much prefer knowing where I'm going and be able to follow a map. It's all right when, you know, it's only a few different sets and you can prepare for them, but something that's truly random, I think would be a little too tedious for my tastes. I'm going to guess it's up here. Can you not be standing right in my way? That'd be beneficial. I did not get it. Let's try this one. Nope, not... No. This one's one of the shortest ones, especially if you're lucky enough to choose the right one there. There we go. Had to have bad luck on it once, at least. I don't know why there's no Toneberry there on that platform up there. Oh well. Cloister level infinite. Let's go back. I think that's actually level 99. Or was it level 100? Either way, it doesn't really matter. That's pretty much all the time we have for today. Hopefully that's the end of the really long episodes, because these are a little difficult to record at times, especially when we're going through kind of bland, pointless areas over and over and over again. But save over that one. Next time, let's fight the boss at the end of the Via Infinito and finally finish up what we can do here. Then we can move on with the rest of the game. There are additional super bosses that we can fight in Creature Creator. I will save those for after we finish the main plot of the game. I'll just go back to a previous save file and we'll fight them then. And I can max out my levels or whatever I need to do in order to do that. So anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.